Starting up the strooms, starting them up the strooms, start them up the strooms, starting them up the strooms. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, twerkers, jerkers, and lurkers, witches, liches, and bitches? It is time once again for another edition of Johnston Blackhorse Does the Drawings with your host. Oh shit. My KBS rate is fucking trash right now. With your host, me, Johnston Blackhorse, the one and only Matt here, and I'm here to do the motherfucking drawings. Fucking shaky start. With me as always is my lovely moderator Melody, calling me a nerdy butts. Error, YouTube is not receiving enough video, maintain smooth stream. Must be the weather. I don't know if that's the case though. I got a strong signal over here. More or less. I don't know how long I'll be able to maintain this streams, but we'll just go with it. Huh? Oh. Just a Windows notification. Okay. We're back working on this piece. I did do a little bit off stream, just watching movies in the background, cleaning this sketch up a bit more. Oh man. Oh. But let's see. Bit of minor tweaks and edits. Gotta make. How do those footsies look, love? This is Melody's character, and she wanted me to make an edit to the feet. The little feetsies. I guess they looked a little too long, and I must agree after she brought it to my attention. So I just made a little bit of an adjustment. There. Melody says it looks. I'm trying to stream more now that it's warming up again. Hopefully for good. I'm hoping, but we're due for more rain and snow tomorrow. Sucks. I thought we were done with that, man. Anyway, was also working on this here. This little animation. I did do a little bit of in-betweening just to smooth out the transition from the side of the screen to the character walking on. But I still need to do a little bit more smoothing out of the action here, because here, as you can see, his nose is a little high, but then when you come over here, it just kind of shoots down. So I gotta smooth out that motion a bit more, but this is where he starts flowing into his little walk on stage. But I think I need to in between this a bit more. I might just have to adjust this frame right here in order to smooth it out. But anyway, I'll get to that later. But right now, Melody says, less banana boat foots. Yes. But right now, let's go ahead and I guess we can start inking the character. So let us begin doing that. Let's bring my stabilization all the way to 100. Well, wait, before I start doing the hair, let me go ahead and just do the glasses. Whoops. Ugh. I finally got around to watching this new horror movie that came out called Smile. I think it came out last year. It was fairly decent, but some of the plot points were a little predictable. Like the smile, like the big bad thing, the bad guy in that movie is like this entity which kind of like infects other people, but it goes in like a kind of like a going down a line of people. It's not like a widespread infection of like of hauntings. No, it'll like latch onto one individual, and that individual, like when they die, will pass it on to the next individual. And kind of reminiscent of the what was it? What was that one movie? There was like a scary movie that was like that had a similar concept, and it pretty much treated like this ghostly entity, this demon, as like an STD. In order to like pass the haunting on to somebody else, you had to have sex with some other person for it to leave you alone. But in the recent movie I watched, Smile, it'll haunt one individual and make them hallucinate just these horrible things. But all the while, it's like the hallucinations involve like a person that the haunted individual like knows, like either a friend or family member, and they'll like hallucinate like this person like doing awful things, but it'll do it with a smile on their face, and that's why the horror movie is called Smile. So it'll make this person go crazy, and eventually that person will like kill themselves in front of somebody else, and that's how this entity transfers to another person. It'll transfer to the witness of that suicide, and it just kind of goes on down the line, just like haunting just random people, but it always has to pass on to somebody else. Which is a pretty interesting concept. I liked it, but some of the plot points were somewhat predictable. Because when I got that base concept from that movie, I was like thinking, like, well, if it needs to infect other people, like why doesn't the infected individual just isolate themselves, like go off into the mountains, or like in the middle of a desert or something, which eventually the main character does do. Like, oh, there we go, finally. But some of the like tired like tropes, they do emerge. Like so say like the main character like knows, like has a friend who eventually like starts believing them, like that this entity is real and it's like killing all these people, but in like a chain. But in order to break the chain, like they did some digging and had to discover, in order to break the chain, instead of killing yourself, you have to kill somebody else, but you have to have a witness, and then the entity like latches onto the witness. That's the only way you can survive by is by killing somebody. And it was like, oh shit, that sucks. but like yeah, but toward the end of the movie, like I said, the main character, they decide to isolate themselves in order to um overcome this demon. So she goes off into like a cabin in the woods, I guess where she like grew up, and where her mother went crazy as well. So she, I guess she has a family history of like psychosis. So that's what they all the people around her just believe that's what it is. But anyway, um, yeah, she goes off into the mountains, and her friends, which is like this dude, I guess he's a police officer, like an investigator. Like, of course, they have to like have that trope of like, oh, this guy wants to be the hero, so he's got to go and save her. It's like, no, he already knows what this entity is capable of. Like, why doesn't he just like fucking leave her alone and leave her in the mountains? At least he knows where she is, because if he comes near her, that only brings risk to her. Because what this entity does is it drives the haunted individual to like kill themselves in front of a witness, and then it infects the witness. By trying to go and save her, you're just like bringing bringing her into danger and yourself into danger. It's like, you already know what this thing is capable of. Like, fucking leave her alone. And it's just like one of those things like, oh man, fucking dude has to like try to play the hero and protect her when she's just trying to protect everybody else. Whoa. She's trying to protect everybody else by isolating herself with this demon. Ugh. But some of the high points of the movie are the hallucinations that she has, especially when she isolates herself. Because like as it seems that when they did some research, the people who are possessed by this demon only last like 4 days to a week. They never outlast a whole week. So I'm thinking like maybe if you keep yourself isolated for a whole week, maybe the demon will like lose its potency and eventually just fade away. Who knows? But they never got a chance to achieve that. But like some of the hallucinations she had when she was isolated were pretty trippy. They lull you into a sense of like comfort, where it's like she believed she beat the demon, so she just starts driving straight home. And I'm thinking like, no, don't start driving home. Don't come back into a populated area like just fucking right away. Just like stay out in the woods, like sleep in your car for a couple of more days, like fucking just last out the week and then some. You got to stay away from people just to make sure that this entity is gone. So she comes back into society, of course, and like you think everything is safe, but then like everything turns on a dime, and like things get spooky again, and she tries to run away. She like runs out of her apartment only to find out she's still in the woods, and she turns around and she's still at the cabin. It's like, oh, nice twist. Like the fucking whatever that demon is, like in my mind, like I thought that was like a I got like a sense of desperation. I'm not sure, like from the demon. Like the demon is trying to force her out of the cabin, and I guess make her run back into society for like some sort of comfort. But that's what the demon wants. So I'm thinking like if she had just stayed in the cabin, isolated, like maybe the demon would have like maybe died off. I don't know, but they never got to test that theory because fucking like her best friend, like this guy friend, had to try to be a hero and be there for her, all the while knowing that he's just putting her and himself in danger. And of course, like the demon won in the end. But when they when they brought the demon like into like a tangible form, it was actually pretty creepy. Like a lot of the spooky movies I've been seeing, like with ghosts or demons or whatever, it's like they give you like flashing glimpses of the monster, but all the while they keep it like ethereal. Like you never really get to see the monster, you just get a sense of it. And it happens so much that you just get tired of it. It was like, oh man, just show us the thing already. But in this movie, they just fucking, though it's like a, though it is itself like an ethereal like demon, like it doesn't really interact with people on an existing plane of this real realm. Like eventually, like when she isolates herself from it, like her hallucinations become so potent that you actually get to see the demon itself, and it's just so fucking wicked. It's like they don't even shy away from it. At first it like presents itself as like people that she trusted all throughout the movie, just giving her these spooky like hallucinations here and there. But then when she's isolated, it presented itself to the protagonist as the woman's mother, before like her mother went crazy. So eventually like the mother, like the hallucination gets so the morbid and twisted, like the mother like grows like 3 more feet in height and is just like really lanky with like a fucking like long like narrow head. It just becomes this like twisted like creepy amalgamation of what her mother used to be. And eventually like toward the end, like the creature just tears off her mother's face just to reveal like the bones and sinewy viscera that's still clinging to this bony structure, and with the wide eyes and the teeth. It was just like fucking, oh man, that's just so fucking wicked. And when she peels off her like her mother's face, in the next shot you like it shows like the thing is just like all just like fucking like long and lanky and like skinless. All you see are just like the masses of muscle. Like the thing is still long and lanky but like sinewy, but still like really built and structured. It was like pretty gory and just really fucking wicked. And like the thing like grabs the woman's mouth like slowly, ever so slowly, and just like pulls open her jaw to like put its head in. And I guess that's how this entity like fully infects an individual to drive them to like off themselves. And that is like the last parting shot you see of the demon before like the fucking like hero dude like, oh let me kick down the door to help you because you're in distress. But no, like he pretty much, like him being there sealed her fate and his fate all at once. And like, oh fucking dude, you fucking idiot, you should have just let her alone. But yeah, though I do have my criticisms of the movie, like how some plot points, like I said, were predictable, and somehow like and some of the scares were like you could see some of the scares coming because you saw them in like some of the trailers that were produced or like released. But overall, like I did enjoy the depiction of the monster, like this ethereal demon, which was just like funk, like something that you couldn't quite perceive until the very end. It just seemed to break into this realm of existence to just maniacally torture this woman like one last time before it fully infected her. And I really enjoyed the way they did it. But I wish they would have like kind of, I don't know, played around with the story a little bit to make it less predictable. But overall, like I did enjoy it. It was cool. What's up, Concept Sama? Concept said, I think I came in at a bad time. Why do you say that? Concept says woman torture? No, I'm talking about a movie. It was a movie I saw just today. Like I finally got around to seeing it. It was called Smile, which was released in like last year, and it was a fairly decent horror movie. You know, like I was going over it, and the way it does have some faults for like being predictable, but I enjoyed the way that they depicted the monster because a lot of the like horror movies you see nowadays that involve like demons or like hauntings or possessions, they always keep the demon as like some sort of like ethereal creature that you never get to see. If they do see it, you just see glimpses of it, but overall it's just like um this entity that you can't really look at. You can only get a sense of it, and it happens so much that you just get tired of it. But in this movie, it's like they made like this demon that's been like torturing this woman like all throughout the movie. They just make it so tangible and visceral toward the end, and they don't shy away from like showing what this demon looks like because it is fucking gory, man. Like a lot of the time the demon will just disguise itself as like people like the protagonists knows, like friends or family, but then at the same time it'll when it poses as these people, it'll do like the most like heinous or wicked shit. But it kind of happens pretty fast. But then toward the end, like when the demon like sheds its like skin, literally, like the demon at the end was like wearing the guise of the protagonist's mother, and then when the hallucination got really bad, like the demon just like tore the mother's face off, and showing like just like the bony structure and the visceral blood and sinewy muscle that was just that laid underneath, and with the wide eyes and with the smiling like fucking teeth. It was just so fucking wicked, so cool. But my only gripe with the movie is that it was just predictable, and like some of the like horror movie tropes were just they didn't need to be there. Like the woman's best friend who happened to be like a cop who helped her investigate like some of these strange like incidences that this entity was responsible for. He tries to come in at the last minute to like save the day. Like he knows what this entity is capable of because like he reviewed all of the cases and it spooked him out. But he wanted to save the day, but the only thing he did was like put his life and her life in jeopardy by trying to save her. Oh my god. Anyway, Dasco draws us here. Says, "Hey, party people, Smile movie? Yes, the Smile movie. I enjoyed the last part where they just showed the demon and it was like, oh man, that is so fucking wicked cool." Hard to create but not have tropes. Yeah, I can understand that, but like I guess it's hard to make uh like a horror movie that doesn't tick all the boxes. But I'm glad that they did step out step out of the step out of the box a little bit by fully like showing like the monster like at the end, because when movies just tend to like just kind of keep like their ghostly specter, like this intangible unseeable like entity, it just gets like tired after a while. And when they like in some movies when they do show it, they like they don't go all out. It's like you just kind of like see it as like a person in makeup. But this thing, when they showed it, like, yeah, it's trying to mimic other people, but then when it finally reveals itself, it peeled off its skin. It's like, oh god, that is so fucking wicked. Sweet. It was pretty nice. Cliche, yes, that's the word I was trying to think of. But other than that, something else I've been watching is that I've been binge watching One Piece, available on Netflix. And there was a point in the manga that I got to, but I didn't read the manga all the way through. Like I only had access to like certain volumes of the manga, and I would read like through them like fucking quick, and it's an entertaining story, and I love the manga for its art style, which is lost in the anime. Like, sure, they keep the look of the characters the same, but the nuances of the inking work, the ink work in the manga is just so like I want to say fresh and stylized. Like I don't know what tool the artist uses to ink, but it doesn't seem like the typical like inking uh, pen or brush that a lot of other manga artists use, because there is like a certain um, weight that he has in his ink work, and I really enjoy it. So that aside, like I did enjoy parts of the story that I read in the manga. So like I decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna binge watch One Piece. So I started binge watching it, and oh my god, like some of after catching up to like one of the volumes I had read several years back, I'm like thinking like, oh man, how much more do I have to go? So I looked it up, and I'm in somewhere in the 300s of the anime, and I found out after looking it up, it's like, oh my god, this anime's still going, and it recently passed its like 1000th episode, and I'm thinking like, fucking 1000 episodes, it's still going, and I'm only like in the 300s. Fucking hell. So at this point, like I'm thinking, like, you know what, I think I'm gonna stop. Though I do, and though I did enjoy reading the manga, like the author's tendency to stretch out a story is way more apparent in the anime. And like I just got done watching this battle, like this showdown take place, And during the main showdown, there are like a whole bunch of other things happening around all this action, and you're trying to follow the storyline, like the story threads of each like individual character, like kind of going through their own thing as this main battle is going down. And I don't know how many episodes that whole thing fucking drug on for. Like, I'd have to say like maybe 50 episodes during just like this one showdown. And some of the authors, like tropes just became so apparent. Like, he has the habit of like making a desperate situation even more desperate. Like, I remember like watching one episode, like and already getting this sense from the author, and I'm watching this episode. Okay, like things are getting pretty like desperate right now, because the episode I was watching, like everything was revolving around finding this one like cannon that would like blow up this whole like township. And they're trying to find this cannon, and one of the characters has wings that allow him to fly, because no, he doesn't have wings, he turns into a bird. So you have these characters in the storyline that can turn into various animals, but this character can turn into a bird, so he's like flying over the whole village, this whole township, trying to find this one cannon capable of like decimating the entire population of this little city. And he's flying around, he's like having a hard time finding it, and I was like thinking like, well, this author has a habit of like making desperate things even more desperate. Like, the way I can see like this going on now is like maybe he gets shot out of the sky. And no sooner did I think that, fucking dude gets shot out of the sky, and they only have like say like minutes left to find this freaking cannon. It's like, oh yep, oh my god. And it's so frustrating at times, because it's like, just get to like point A to point B without like shoehorning in all these like little disadvantages for each character to overcome. Like, man, just fucking get to the point, or like kick this guy's ass already, or like fucking hurry up and win, or whatever. But nope, the author wants like a desperate situation to be even more desperate, so the characters can overcome this horrible evil or whatever. And after my most recent binging session, I just got tired of it. Because this last boss that Luffy had fought or was fighting, who's like a jaguar catman. And this guy is like fucking, oh, like it's okay if people die for justice, because like this guy has like this weird twisted sense of what justice is. So Luffy's trying to fight him, and this guy's like just like, he's the type of villain that I do enjoy, but like he was just so insufferable. Like, I like the villains who do bad things in pursuit of what they feel is like justified. Like Thanos, like a villain with a motive that they think is like pure or something. It's like sometimes they know it's bad, but it's like it's necessary. And this guy, like he was sort of that, but he was just so pompous and arrogant about it. And he was like fucking kicking Luffy's ass left and right. But the fight drug on for so long, and this guy was like just outclassed Luffy like all the way. And he was just like way overpowered and totally beat Luffy's ass. Like he totally kicked his ass. And of course, like this guy being as arrogant as he is, decides to not kill Luffy like right on the spot. It's like, oh, I'm gonna kill your friends first. It's like, no, that's the worst idea you can have. Just fucking kill Luffy because you have the capability right there and then to just do it. But then once he's distracted, like Luffy like does his like this like one last ditch effort thing which totally beats the guy. It's like, fucking that's lame. Luffy didn't win. Like Luffy, like he got lucky. All right, he got lucky. And it just like pissed me off. Like I prefer it when like villains, like when when they're being defeated, is that they can see their defeat. It's like they know that they can't win, or like they realize like their ideology or like their whatever they were doing was wrong or manipulative. But no, this guy didn't see any of that. Like Luffy just got lucky in his last ditch like Hail Mary effort, beat the guy out of sheer luck. And it's like, fucking, you can't count that as a win. That's just stupid. So I think I'm done watching One Piece. Oh, that just sounds about as grossly padded out as the Boo Saga. I think that's when I stopped watching it. Like I was into Dragon Ball, but then at the time the Boo Saga came out, I just got too busy with other things. But I guess I'm glad I didn't bother with the Boo Saga. Tons of saying Boo is a true villain. Melody says, did the big bad eat a devil fruit salad or something? Yeah, you'd think, right? But no, he just ate the, I can't remember what fruit it was, but it was a fruit that turned him into a jaguar catman. But he had all these special abilities that these martial arts that him and his I guess they're like a special police task force, like a secret police task force, and they all have to learn like these like 6 martial arts in order to become like members of this task force. And one of the other like tropes that I started getting tired of is that as a fight was going on, and I guess in an order to just like stretch it out even more, like you do see it come out from time to time, but this guy, like, he'll write in like secret special moves in on a dime, like oh, now it's time for me to use my other secret technique that I rarely use, but only in desperate situations such as this, blah blah blah. And then he pulls out his secret technique, and then Luffy does like his usual techniques, but like only harder this time. Like, oh man, come on, just like stop with the fucking like, oh, time for me to pull out my other trump card. Fuck, really? Are you serious? God damn it! It's been 30 plus episodes in. We're still like fucking throwing fists and whatever. How many trump cards is there? Dasco says, you kill Luffy, there's no more story and vulnerability. Right? That's what I'm saying. It's like, we all know like Luffy's gonna win in the end, but then like as this fight drug on for X amount of episodes, I just got tired of it. And like toward the end, like the final like flash of fists, I didn't even care anymore. I wasn't even invested anymore, because I felt like, oh, this should have happened like fucking 20 episodes ago. And it was such a cheap fucking win too. Like it didn't even feel like a win. Like fucking Luffy, you just got lucky, man. The guy had you outclassed. He had more stamina. He had more strength. He had more speed. And the only thing that did him in was like his pompous arrogance at the end when he dropped his guard to like, oh, now I'm gonna keep you alive so I can kill your friends right in front of you so you can watch, blah blah blah. Like, oh, you fucking idiot! You have him there on the ropes. He can't move anymore. Just fucking kill him. Why do you have to like pull that? Like, oh, I'm gonna leave you alive so you can watch me kill your friends. Concept 7 says One Piece has some tear jerkers. Yeah, I can admit that. Like the farewell to the Going Merry, like his ship. Like, oh, that was bittersweet. That was sad. But some of the fights just started getting too ridiculous, man. Like the guy does write some pretty decent villains, like villains that you like love to hate and love to see it when their fucking faces get smashed in. But this last one, like though he was like a fairly decent villain, like he was just too I don't know how to put it. I don't know how, like I guess like he was too coolly arrogant. Maybe too confident. I'm not sure, but like I just couldn't I couldn't take it anymore. And the fight like just it just drug on way too long. And when Luffy won, it didn't even feel like a win. Melly says 30 plus episodes and still in the first form. Yeah, pretty much. And like it got so far into the fight, and the whole time I'm thinking like, well, Luffy like started doing this technique where he like calls it second gear and third gear, where like Luffy does all of his special attacks, but to the umpteenth level in each gear. Like he ramps it up a bit. And I don't know how many episodes long we were into this like more recent fight, and then like Luffy in one of the later episodes, well into the fight, just like, oh, it's time for me to like kick it into second gear, and I'm like, fucking, it's about fucking time. Where was fucking second gear like fucking 20 episodes ago? Because this is like it's kind of like Luffy's Kaioken. And it's like he had used his second gear in like a fight previous to this guy, and he beat the guy soundly, you know, like, oh, that was pretty satisfying. But he's fighting this guy for so fucking long, and this guy keeps getting him on the ropes, and then only then is like Luffy decides like, oh, it's time for me to kick it up to second gear. It's like, fucking about time, Luffy. Jesus fucking Christ, man. You have like your trump card. This guy has you outclassed in every fucking way, and you didn't think to use second gear sooner? shitty fucking hell, dude. And it takes him even like just almost as long to like pump it into third gear. Like, fucking hell. And I'm just like steamrolling through fucking episodes. I'm clipping, I'm skipping the intro. I'm skipping the recap. I'm skipping like the end credits, and I'm running the thing on 0.5 speed, which you can do on Netflix. And I just wish, like, I wish I could fucking do this at 2 times the speed. And even then, like, even running it at 0.25 speed, like, you can see, like, how they just fucking drag out a fight. Like, after a flurry of punches, like, you get, like, several close-ups of, like, the characters just, like, panting, like, and I'm watching it, and it was like, fucking, man, this would have been a long-ass time for me, like, watch it on regular speed. I'm glad I have it at 1.5. I wish there was a 2 times speed. Shitty fucking hell, dude. Daska says, I stopped at Crocodile. Oh yeah, Crocodile was like one of those like freaking long epics, but the one epic that I fucking saw recently was like fucking even longer than that one. Shit. Melody says, I only got up to Buggy the Clown and came to the decision. This is shit. Daska says, it's sad when Dragon Ball Z has better pacing than it. Right? When I was like watching this recent fight, and I was thinking like, did the fucking Frieza saga take even this long? Hell no. Desko says, like, lol, watching an episode with time filler is like eating pistachios. Oh man. So yeah, I think I'm done watching One Piece because I was under the assumption that it was done. And I was hoping like, oh, I'll be able to catch up to where I left off on with the manga like fairly quickly, but only to find out that the anime is still being produced and they're in their 1,000+ episode, and I'm thinking like, holy shit. I think I'm gonna tap out. I'm done with this. Some users joined the chat. Oh wait, he already did a while back. But anyway, somebody says, so I watched this Jinro, the Wolf Brigade movie today. Christ, the animation. I thought it was rotoscope, but it wasn't. Very impressive how people can draw and create realistic movement like that. Yeah, that fucking director, he is fucking so intense with his animation. And yeah, like I can see why you would think like he rotoscopes, but he doesn't. It's like fucking amazing. He's the same animator and director who I believe did he did I think a couple of Pat Labor movies and Ghost in the Shell. The Ghost in the Shell movie, 1 and 2, Ghost in the Shell and Ghost in the Shell Innocence. But he is a fucking awesome director and animator, like fucking intense. And that Jinro Wolf Brigade, like fucking such a good watch too. Korea even like made a live action movie based on it, and it actually holds up pretty good too. The live action movie itself isn't that bad. Somebody just says, "Oh, you've seen it? Yeah, those movies are insane as well. Yeah, like fucking superb, fucking superb, right?" But yeah, I don't think I'll be watching One Piece again for a long while. I think I do enjoy the manga more because of the art form and the stylish nature of his ink work, and the fact that you can read a manga at your own pace. So a story can be as fast as you can read it, and you can take time and really take in like a certain elements of the story. But with the anime, like fucking, it just has a tendency to really draw things out, and it makes like the filler just seems so fucking apparent. Whereas like with a manga, you can just like fucking flip through it as fast as you can read, which like makes I think the manga a little more enjoyable. Um, on like on that note, um, makes it more enjoyable on that note to just you can power through a story or a story arc as fast as you want, and also just the art is just really enjoyable. I like the stylish nature of it. It's really it's really cool, and his pen work is just so nice and pristine. I think the reason that I really got into One Piece to begin with is that the artist's ink work and style, and his comedy like was like somewhat reminiscent of Akira Toriyama back in his gag manga days. Thinking of like Doctor Slump and how he did his cartoony characters and reactions. Like this, the guy who does One Piece, like his style is somewhat reminiscent of that, and that's what got me into it in the first place. But yeah, like fucking the anime. Oh god, it is such a slog sometimes. I know, like fucking pretty much all the time, it's a slog. I think what really started to do me in before the whole fucking recent fight that I saw was like one of the episodes. It just seemed to be stalling for time. You get to like a climactic point in a story, and then for some reason, out of nowhere, the characters decide to like fucking reminisce about where they started and there's like their storyline up to this point. So you get like a flashback, well, pretty much like a rerun of the first episodes where each character was introduced, and they did that for like almost every character, right? Like fucking, you get to a climactic point and you think, okay, like this battle's about to kick off, but no, the next episode you're right at that cliffhanger, and then Luffy starts to reminisce about like how far he's come, and so it just goes into that first episode, and it just shows that whole episode. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, I've already watched this. Why do I need to watch it again? So I started scrolling through the entire that entire episode. It's like, yeah, this is the fucking first episode with like Luffy in it. Like, what the fucking hell? Like, he's just gonna just flashback. This whole episode is gonna be a flashback of this first episode, and then it did it for each character every subsequent episode until finally you get back to the main storyline. It's like, what the fuck was that shit, man? If I wanted to watch the first episode of each character again, I would have like fucking scrolled back in my like in the Netflix library to like see that again. Like, why are you forcing me to watch this again? It was dumb. It was so dumb. Like, why did you do that? Oh god. Somebody just says, "You ever seen Endless 8?" they reanimated the same episode 8 times, and those were the episodes. No change of story, just different clothes and such. I don't know. I don't think I've seen Endless 8. I don't know what the is that an anime? Um, I, I've never heard of it. Very popular anime back in '06 and '08. Huh. Oh, this is my first time hearing about that. Haruhi Suzami. Never heard of him. Suzumiya. So he says, yeah, what Melody said. I only know the name really well because I have a friend that won't stop talking my bloody ear off about it. This is why I'm glad I gave up on anime. Oh. Yeah, like fucking anime nowadays has lost its gritty luster from back when like it felt more underground. Like remember back in the day like when anime was like when they still had video stores and anime was on its own like fucking like little section, and when you picked up one of those VHSs and looked it over like fucking like Violence Jack or Devilman, or like I even saw like a fucking copy of what was it, Ghost Hunters I believe, and I should have picked it up knowing what I know now. But anyway, like looking at those titles like fucking Demon City Shinjuku and everything like that, like something about it had like this certain type of flair, like it felt like you weren't supposed to have it, like it felt like something like taboo, like I said, like it felt like something more underground. And when you think about it, before anime became mainstream, like anime didn't really have like much of an audience to cater to, so they were allowed to be as like fucking rowdy, bloody, and raunchy as they wanted, and it was fucking glorious. Like even though like some of the animation and like the line work and the quality could have been even like choppy, when it came down to it to like animate like a violent fight scene or something, they fucking went all out, and it had this like devil may care nature about it that was just so cool and wicked at the time. But nowadays, you don't really see stuff like that anymore. Like the old OAV days when anime was just like fucking something that only catered to like a niche audience. Like it was like sort of like the outcast society of like people who were like into anime, and like you found somebody else who was into anime, and then you'd like fucking share and swap like anime VHSs that you either got from the store or you fucking taped off of like the movie channel or late night sci-fi, and just fucking nerd out about it because it was just something so new and, like I said, taboo about it. But once anime became mainstream, like I think a lot of it maybe got too commercialized in order to like cater to like a broader audience. They got rid of a lot of like the violence, the sex, the action to be more bubbly and whatever. But yeah, I think I can understand where you're coming from, Melody. Um, let's see. Somebody just says he still talks about it now. The franchise has been dead for a while. Melody says, felt like getting your paws on old Grindhouse movie before you were old enough, right? It did. Somebody says, yeah, I mean, I grew up with the newer stuff and only discovered retro anime is a couple of years ago. Late 80s, early 90s anime is much better. Totally. It had a different, grittier flavor to it. Now all we have is generic isekai crap. Yeah, like nowadays anime is like lost that like fucking that raunchy charm to it. Like it just seems so I guess I'd have to say unrefined, because anime nowadays it all just seems to like fall into like the same look, same storyline, same tropes, and you hardly get anything like you used to do like back in the day. Melody says, you at some user you were lucky you missed out. Fucking harem anime bollocks of the 2000s. No genre makes me want to physically rich than harem anime. uh, oh man. When anime has become so homogenized, you can't tell them apart anymore. Yes. Yes. But I'll still watch. I don't watch too much anime nowadays. Like I was only like binge watching because I felt like I could catch up to where I left off with the manga, but I had no idea it would be going on for so long. So I think I'm done. But if something else comes along, like if it looks partially decent, I will give it a watch. There are some rare gems that come out that are fucking badass, but they're just kind of like few and far in between nowadays. Miyazaki calls anime inbred due to how derivative it is an inspiration from other animes. Yeah, I can see that. Melody says, currently casually rewatching the 03 TMNT series. Okay, are we back on? Shit. Alright, I'm calling it. I think the wind has done this stream in. Oh, we're back. Oh, shit. Like fucking OBS was like reading zero KBS. But I guess we'll keep it going. All right, smoothed over. All right, cool. Let's keep going then. OBS being a smooth brain. Okay. What? Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the law. Lawman is putting end to my running, and I'm so far from my home. Oh, mama, I can hear you crying, so scared. And I don't even know if I'm getting the lyrics right. Oh, let me show this off too. I haven't added much since my last streams, but for those who hadn't seen it yet, that's gonna be fun. And this one too. I did a little bit of in-betweening. I still need to do some tweaks, but I'm still not sure what to make him do. But I'm playing around with the idea of having him recite Shakespeare just for because. Because if I'm going to have this be like a showcase piece and a demo reel, like, I was thinking of like making him say something vulgar like, what's up, fucker bitches? Which is something that would be something that I'd say or animate, but if this is going to be a demo reel, I have to have it appeal to like a wider demographic, just have it be more general. So I'm thinking like, hey, why not have him recite Shakespeare? So maybe I'll do some Shakespeare dialogue, record some Shakespeare dialogue, and just have him animate him reciting it. Because as fun as it would be to make him like say or do something vulgar, I got a throw my line out there to like try to get the attention of like whatever animation studio might be interested in hiring me to do some work. And yeah, so I gotta do some sort of general stuff. Melody says Shakespeare, shit steer. It's all the same. But yeah. Ah. Do 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 do. Now with the weather becoming more tolerable, I'm hoping I have more time to be productive. Because usually, just fucking wasting time trying to stay warm. That's how it's been this whole fucking winter. And this year's flu fucking hit me hard. Usually I don't get sick, so I don't bother. Like getting a flu shot or whatever. But once it hits you, ugh, you're gonna wish you got that shot. Which I was kind of like lamenting when I was sick. Like, fucking man. Maybe next year I'll fucking go ahead and get that flu shot. But I'm lazy. Usually I don't get sick, and when I do, I'm usually not that sick for that long. But going on a whole fucking month was fucking ridiculous. But I guess this year's flu like hit a lot of people pretty hard. Melody, why are you whistling nonchalantly? Are you up to something? What's with all the nonchalant whistles over here? Oh, just listening to tunes while watching the stream. Oh, okay. I thought it was suspicious nonchalant whistling, but oh, you just listen to music. All right, I see. Ow. Hmm. Oh. I'm cleaning out my Google Drive and I had a bunch of documents that just said hello. Hello, I? Huh. I think they're just trying to get your attention. Great. What's with the retracted messages, love? My cutie love her face. Wrong chat. Oh. Cutie, honey kitty. Ooh. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, 'cause when she's gone, this house ain't no home. Every time she goes away. Every time she goes away. Ah, such a fucking nut. Oh, thank you, lovey kitty. Melody says, looking great, my dude. Pardonnez-moi. I'm glad it's snowing in other places and not here. I've had enough of snow, thank you. No more snow for me. Please. But due for more tomorrow. Ah, fucking shit. Ow, ow. Uh, uh. I had an itch that I thought I could just ignore, but then it turned from like a slight tickle to like it felt like somebody like sticking a needle right into my skin. Ugh. Oh, that's better. Ruff, ruff, bark, bark, bow wow, woof, off. Lol, I had this anime playing in the background, and when you started making those dog noises, some girl in the show shouted, "Cute!" uh. I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow. I'm Mr. Icicle. I'm Mr. Ten Below. Friends call me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch turns to snow in my clutch. I'm too much. I remember years ago I sang um, a, a song from the Jungle Book, "Man Like You," I think it was called, in Christopher Walken's voice. And then a few years after that, they make like the like live action Jungle Book movie, And guess who's voicing fucking King Louis in that movie? It's freaking Christopher Walken. I just found it like hilarious, and it's probably like one of those cases of synchronicity where it's like you get an idea to do something, and then like lo and behold, like by some cosmic coincidence, the idea you had comes to fruition. Oh, I'm the king of the jungle. I'm the king of the swingers. Oh, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop. And that's what's been bothering me. I want to be a man cub, and stroll right into town and be just like the other men. I'm tired of monkeying around. Oh, ooby doo. I want to be like you. I want to walk like you, talk like you, do woo woo. You see, it's true. Someone like me can learn to be who man too woo woo. What's this? Some kind of mobster snowman? They say you got 7 years to do something after you're announced it. Otherwise, someone else will. Ah, that means I should probably jump on some of my invention ideas. I wonder what would have to go into that though. Like last time I tried to do it, like I had to have like $400 to start the patent process. I'm wondering if I should jump on that now because I have this idea for an invention. It's like so simplistic, and I looked it up. It does not exist, but it would be fairly useful, especially in like a rural area like this. But if I started that process, like I wonder how soon I would start getting like some sort of revenue stream from it, from the sale of this invention, like a product. It's a product that anyone could use. They have like existing products that could do the job, but they're not as effective as the one that I have. Like I used to have a prototype for it, but somebody broke it. But it would be fairly simple to like recreate, and the idea for this product, like when I had the prototype, and I had like access to like another like already existing like product that promises to do the same thing. Like my product is much more effective. Somebody just says, you know what they say, necessity is the mother of invention, right? I should make myself another prototype because it's very, very useful. I don't want to say what it is because I don't want to put it out there in the um, collective conscious ether for someone else to fucking take the idea from me and patent it. So maybe I should get this started. I should start looking up like how to get this process going. I do have some money, so maybe I should jump on it. That way, like maybe later on down the line, like I'll start earning some sort of revenue from this patented idea. I would imagine that it wouldn't take too long to make because it's such a simple product. Anyway, oh, I'll I'll look into that. I'll look into it. I have been like working on my story ideas. The longest portion of it is just like rewriting my stories, and I've been getting the assistance from an AI to help edit my stories for publishing, and I've had some like fairly decent results. But there's something wrong with the AI as of late. I think it's become overburdened, and something happened to it like recently. I think they may have reset it or dumbed it down because it's like a publicly accessible AI. And when I first started working with it, it would take creative liberties with what I had written, and it would pump out like fairly decent editings of what I had given it. But after this whole recent issue with like me unable to gain access due to its servers being like full of users, um once I was able to gain access to it again, once the traffic died down, I gave it like the last few paragraphs from the story that it was helping me with editing. But when it came back with its version, like it was less creative than the previous portions of the story that I had fed it. So I don't know what's going on. Dasko says, yeah, Chat GPT has been getting nerfed under a woke lens, very Orwellian. Fuck. Yeah, like the last paragraphs I gave it, like it gave it back to me verbatim with only like a few slight tweaks or like I guess like one or two grammatical tweaks, and that was one or two grammatical tweaks, and that was it. Like it stopped being like less creative than it had been in the past, and I was bummed out. Like, what the fuck is going on? But this happened during the time where it's like they're starting to hawk this subscription base. So I'm thinking like, fucking, did they nerf the public access portion of it? And they're giving like I guess the full-on version to like subscribers. And I'm thinking like, oh fucking hell, that sucks. But if I want to edit my stories, I guess I would have to like fucking foot the bill for like a subscription if I want to get like a proper like full-on creative edits of what I have written. So I think I'll have to just go ahead and just rewrite all of my stories just to be more cohesive and punch up the stories a little bit before I give it to this chat AI. But in order to get the services that I was getting, I think I will have to give in and just get like a subscription base. And then just once all my stories are done, get this subscription, fucking have this chat AI help me edit all of my stuff, cobble together like what it's given me into something like coherent and concise before I ship it off for editing or ship it off for publishing. Somebody just says you can fool it into doing stuff by asking it to pretend to be characters and having those characters do it. Most likely they did just that, or rather the time frame for availability. Yeah, like I think so. Like, so I'm just gonna go ahead and rewrite my stories. I'm still in the process of doing that, and once it's all done, subscribe for the services of this chat AI to edit my stories and then send it off for publishing. But in the meantime, maybe I should also delve into this invention idea that I have. Because if I can get my ideas to work for me and make money for me, then that'd be fucking sweet. Shut up, dogs. I said shut up. As if they can hear me. I'm gonna have to see what these dogs are barking at. let us take a look. Oh, fuck. Probably another dog that ran over the hill or something. Ah! Ah! Oh! 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 Been streaming for 2 hours. Might be a good cutoff point. Holy shit. I didn't know it was that late in the afternoon. Wind is picking up again. Oh shit. Better make sure I covered that hay. Shut up, dogs. What did I just say? You don't care. You can't hear me. I have to go out there and chase away whatever he's barking at. Okay, I think that'll do it for now. Made a lot of progress today making this character. Still a few more details to ink out, but I'll get to that later. Anyway, this has been a pretty good stream. Streaming and drawing for a solid 2 hours. So we'll call it good for now. Thanks to all those who participated in chat. Always awesome interacting with all of you. As always, my lovely moderator Melody. Concept Sama was here. Dasco Draws is here. Some user is here. And yeah, that's it. And to all the lurkers who are watching or might be watching later, if you liked what you saw, please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you feel like donating, that would be cool. Link is in the description below. You can donate any dollar amount. Any amount would be much appreciated. If you choose to, that'd be awesome. Give you some shout outs. If you don't, that's cool too. Thanks, but thanks for watching. So until next time, this has been Johnston Blackhorse, the one and only, and I shall check y'all later. Sweet. Bye.